Brian Patterson is P6. ReneRmotorsport-Assetto is P3 on standards. Brian Patterson is P6. Richard Ogden is P10 on standards. Philip Dittman is P7 on standards. John Astrop is P5 on standards. Sam Markham is P1 on standards. John Astrop is P6. Sam Markham is P1. Philip Dittman is P8. Sam Markham is P2 battling Max Shepard. Eric Boma is P4 0.3 seconds ahead of Brian Patterson. Sam Markham is P2 0.2 seconds behind Max Shepard. ReneRmotorsport is P3 0.4 seconds behind Sam Markham. Sam Markham is P1 0.2 seconds ahead of Max Shepard. Max Shepard is P1 on standards 0.3 seconds ahead of ReneRmotorsport. Sam Markham is P3 0.2 seconds behind ReneRmotorsport. Adrian Carr is P9 0.2 seconds behind Mark Scott. Eric Boma entering the pits after 2 laps on standards is P4. Sam Markham is P3 0.3 seconds behind ReneRmotorsport. Eric Boma is P9 0.3 seconds ahead of Neil Hancock. Sam Markham is P3 0.1 seconds behind ReneRmotorsport. John Astrop is P5 0.4 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Sam Markham is P3 0.4 seconds behind ReneRmotorsport. Eric Boma is P9 0.7 seconds behind Adrian Carr. Sam Markham is P3 0.4 seconds behind Rene Robertson. John Astrup is P5 0.4 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Eric Boma is P9 0.4 seconds behind Adrian Carr. Ian Morton is P13 on standards. Eric Boma is P9 0.4 seconds behind Adrian Carr. John Astrup is P5 0.3 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Eric Boma is P8 0.3 seconds ahead of Adrian Carr. Philip Dittman is P6 2.4 seconds behind John Astrup. Eric Boma is P8 0.6 seconds ahead of Adrian Carr. Sam Markham is P2 0.1 seconds ahead of Rene Robertson. John Astrup is P5 0.7 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Sam Markham is P3 0.5 seconds behind Rene Robertson. John Astrup is P5 1.0 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Ian Morton is P13. John Astrup is P5 0.9 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Brian Patterson is P4 0.9 seconds ahead of John Astrup. Neil Hancock is P10 3.4 seconds behind Adrian Carr. John Astrup is P5 1.0 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Richard Ogden is P12. John Astrup is P5 0.2 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Poma is P8 0.2 seconds behind Mark Scott. John Astrop is P5 0.5 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Eric Poma is P7 0.5 seconds ahead of Mark Scott. Max Shepard is P1 3.2 seconds ahead of Sam Markham. John Astrop is P5 0.5 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Neil Hancock is P10 3.8 seconds behind Adrian Carr. John Astrop is P5 0.4 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Richard Ogden is P12. John Astrop is P5 0.2 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Max Shepard is P1 2.9 seconds ahead of Sam Markham. John Astrop is P5 0.4 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Adrian Carr is P9 2.3 seconds ahead of Neil Hancock. John Astrop is P4 0.1 seconds ahead of Brian Patterson. Brian Patterson is P5 0.3 seconds ahead of Philip Didman. John Astrop is P4 0.4 seconds ahead of Brian Patterson. Brian Patterson is P5 0.2 seconds ahead of Philip Didman. John Astrop is P4 0.1 seconds ahead of Brian Patterson. Brian Patterson is P5 0.2 seconds behind Philip Didman. John Astrop is P6 0.4 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Sam Markham is P2 2.3 seconds ahead of Rene Robertson. Ian Morton entering the pits after 6 laps on standards is P13. John Astrup is P6 0.4 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Neil Hancock is P9 1.3 seconds ahead of Adrian Carr. Brian Patterson is P5 0.1 seconds behind Philip Dittman. John Astrup is P6 battling Brian Patterson. Is P7 0.3 seconds behind John Astrup. Max Shepard is P1 1.6 seconds ahead of Sam Markham. Brian Patterson is P5 0.6 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Mark Scott is P8 1.3 seconds behind Eric Bowman. Brian Patterson is P5 0.6 seconds behind Philip Dittman. P7 0.3 seconds behind John Astrup. Brian Patterson is P5 0.3 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Eric Boma is P6 1.0 seconds ahead of John Astrup. Brian Patterson is P5 0.8 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Mark Scott is P8 4.5 seconds behind John Astrup. Neil Hancock is P9. Brian Patterson is P5 0.9 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Sam Markham is P2 1.0 seconds behind Max Shepard. Brian Patterson is P5 0.6 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Eric Boma is P6 1.0 seconds ahead of John Astrup. Sam Markham is P2 0.6 seconds behind Max Shepard. Brian Patterson is P5 0.8 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Sam Markham is P2 0.8 seconds behind Max Shepard. Neil Hancock is P9. Brian Patterson is P5 0.9 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Sam Markham is P2 0.5 seconds behind Max Shepard. Brian Patterson is P5 0.7 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Sam Markham is P2 0.8 seconds behind Max Shepard. Max Shepard is P1 0.5 seconds ahead of Sam Markham. Brian Patterson is P5 0.4 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Sam Markham is P2 0.3 seconds behind Max Shepard. Neil Hancock is P9 3.5 seconds ahead of Adrian Carr. Eric Boma is P6 0.4 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Sam Markham is P2 0.1 seconds ahead of Max Shepard. Eric Boma is P6 0.8 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Brian Patterson is P5 0.5 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Sam Markham is P3 battling Max Shepard. Philip Dittman is P4 0.8 seconds ahead of Brian Patterson. Sam Markham is P2 0.5 seconds ahead of Max Shepard. Brian Patterson is P5 0.4 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Eric Boma is P6 0.5 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Brian Patterson is P5 0.7 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Adrian Carr is P10 0.8 seconds ahead of Sam Graham. Eric Boma is P6 0.4 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Rene Robertson is P1 2.6 seconds ahead of Sam Markham. Eric Boma is P6 0.2 seconds behind Brian Patterson. Adrian Carr is P10 0.4 seconds ahead of Sam Graham. Brian Patterson is P5 0.1 seconds behind Philip Dittman. Eric Boma is P4 0.2 seconds ahead of Philip Dittman. Richard Ogden entering the pits after 13 laps on standards is P12. Adrian Carr is P10 2.5 seconds ahead of Sam Graham. Eric Boma is P4 0.6 seconds ahead of Philip Dittman. Max Shepard is P3 1.2 seconds behind Sam Markham. Eric Boma is P4 0.7 seconds ahead of Philip Dittman. Rene Robertson is P1 1.2 seconds ahead of Sam Markham. Sam Markham is P2 0.9 seconds behind Rene Robertson. Philip Dittman is P5 1.2 seconds behind Eric Boma. Sam Markham is P2 0.6 seconds behind Rene Robertson. Eric Boma is P4 1.1 seconds ahead of Philip Dittman. Neil Hancock is P9 4.5 seconds ahead of Adrian Carr. Sam Markham is P2 0.9 seconds behind Rene Robertson. Adrian Carr is P11 1.7 seconds ahead of Sam Graham. Sam Markham is P2 0.6 seconds behind Rene Robertson. Eric Boma is P4 1.4 seconds ahead of Philip Dittman. Sam Markham is P2 0.7 seconds behind Rene Robertson. Eric Boma is P4 0.9 seconds ahead of Philip Dittman. John Astrop is P6 3.4 seconds ahead of Brian Patterson. Sam Markham is P2 0.2 seconds behind Rene Robertson. Neil Hancock is P9 4.2 seconds ahead of Adrian Carr. The leader has just finished the race. Rene Robertson is P1. Sam Markham is P2. Max Shepard is P3. Sam Markham is P2. Neil Hancock is P9. Richard Ogden is P12. Eric Boma is P4. Philip Dittman is P5. Adrian Carr is P10. John Astrop is P6. Eric Boma is P4. Brian Patterson is P7. Neil Hancock is P9. Mark Scott is P8. Adrian Carr is P10. Neil Hancock is P9. Adrian Carr is P10. Sam Graham is P11.